Did you know that we have one of the most complex and sophisticated musical instruments in the world attached to us right here in our throat called the voice? This instrument can actually produce magical outcomes if it's used properly. Unfortunately, most of us don't even know how to play this instrument properly. In this video, I'll tell you how you can learn to play better with your voice and become an effective and impactful communicator. And if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button now. One of the most valuable skills that we can learn in life is the skill of communicating effectively with other people. It's generally believed that people who are the best at communication, they are the ones that enjoy the best careers, are the happiest, and have the best relationship. Technically, you could be really good in your profession. You could be scoring a 10 out of 10 in your technical skill. However, if you're a 3 out of 10 in your communication, then unfortunately, you're not going to be perceived as a 10 out of 10. Instead, you'll be seen as a 3 out of 10. I'm always advocating to people, especially young people, that if you can learn to master your communication skill and then you actually inject these skills in your different career path, then you can go on to rule the whole world. Well, if not the whole world, at least your own little world. Our voice is a bit like the piano. A piano has 88 keys and each key produces a different sound. Now imagine playing a piano only using 2 or 3 keys. Now if you did that, not only will it be boring to play the piano using 2 or 3 keys, it will also be boring to listen to the music. Remember, it's only music to people's ears once you play the piano using all the 88 keys. We humans are only used to playing some of the familiar keys of our instrument. We don't even bother or try to play the rest of the keys. A lot of the time, people are reluctant to play around with their voice, and they normally say things like, "Oh, this is not our natural voice." Well, let me tell you something interesting. According to Vin Gang, a communication expert, the voice that we have today is not our natural voice. It's our habitual voice. We lost our natural voice when we were babies. When we were very young growing up, the people who we were inspired by, for example, our mother, our father, our grandparents or uncle or auntie, we adopted their voice. This is true, and I'll give you an example. If you watch Tarzan, you'll know that Tarzan, as a young boy, was raised in the jungle by apes after his mother and father died. And Tarzan grew up speaking the ape language because he was inspired and influenced by apes and other animals when he was growing up in the jungle. The challenge that we face today is, how do we learn to play with our voice properly? I'm going to tell you 2 ways that'll help you to practice playing with your voice better. Method number 1 is neutral ears. What we mean by neutral ears is when you speak in front of people who are strangers to you, people who don't know you, who have not heard you. So it may be that, for example, if you go on a holiday and the hotel, when you meet people at the hotel or you meet people out and about or anywhere in your holiday who you don't know, you can practice the different tone, playing the different keys of your voice instrument, and these people will not actually judge you. Also, you could, if you want to stay closer to home and don't want to go on holiday, you might want to go to a different coffee shop from the one that you normally go to see people who are different, who don't know you. You may want to go to different service stations or different shops to meet people. So the idea here of neutral ears is you want to practice your voice speaking in different tone in front of people so that they don't judge you. Method number 2 is a technique called the prime technique. In this technique, you go to people who you know. For example, you may want to go to your wife, you may want to go to your mother or your father or your brother, sister, auntie, or grandparent, and you say to them that you've decided to go on this communication journey and you will really appreciate if they could help you with your communication and to call you out when it's needed and you will really appreciate that. And 99.9% of the time, you'll find that these people, if they really do care for you and they want you to do well, they will say yes. So that's the prime technique. So remember to practice these two different methods, the neutral ears and the prime technique. Let's learn to become the masters of our communication skill. And let's also learn how to play this thing better.